Keady with you.
Last year, probably.
Yeah. Hey folks, we're here with Shane Stewart, and it's no mystery that Shane Stewart and Tim Keady are my all-time favorites in the world of sprint car racing. Shane, I've talked to you many times, a lot of times about racing, but when I was coming up to the track and I knew you were going to be here, a thought came to my mind, and that is that when that green flag drops, obviously you've done this for so long, I'm sure you're comfortable with the speed of a 410. Are you thinking in terms of the speed during the race, or are you thinking in terms of tactics as to how you're going to handle the race?
Probably more tactics now. Yeah, I'm pretty used to the speed. Like you said, I've been doing it a long time, so the speed honestly has never bothered me. Even when I was a young guy learning how to race with a 410, the speed just never really affected me. Which was a good thing, I guess, but I tore up a lot of stuff because it didn't scare me. But it's more tactics now, like especially at this level. Like you're definitely not worried about the speed. You're more worried about who's starting around you, what's your game plan for that race. Are you starting towards the back, in the middle, the front? And everything makes a big difference on how you start the race and how you're going to approach certain things throughout the race. So, it's more tactics than anything.
So this particular season with the World of Outlaws, Donnie Schatz has not been as dominating as he normally is. And I know that oftentimes you refer to the World of Outlaws that it's just so competitive. Could you touch a little bit on just how competitive it is?
Well, you could just, if anybody would follow what we do on a daily basis, and it starts in hot laps. Everything's based off of those first 2 laps when you qualify at the beginning of the night. Now, last couple of years, you start seeing this series getting more and more and more competitive. It's always been competitive, but it used to be tenths in qualifying. Now it's hundreds, and we'll have 10 or 12 cars be within a tenth of each other qualifying, and that's nothing more than just a tweak of the steering wheel, a blink of an eye is 100. So that's what we deal with on a daily basis, and those 2 laps mean everything to us because of the way they line our heat races up, and knowing that you have to finish in the top 2 in your heat race to make the dash is important. Very rarely are you going to have a guy come outside of the top 8 or top 6 cars and win one of these races. So your main goal is to try to set, a good lap, a good precedent at the beginning of the night, and get through your heat race and get yourself in the dash to give yourself a shot at winning one of these races.
All right, Shane. I always enjoy talking with you. You're such a gentleman and an advocate of the sport. So once again, thank you for the interview, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, race fans. Well, none other than Tim Keady himself. And when I just spoke with Shane, I said, hey, my 2 favorite all-time sprint car racers are none other than Shane Stewart and Tim Keady. Tim, it's been a while since you've been up here. Obviously, you're driving with Jason Sides. How did that come together for you?
Just kind of a deal that came together last year, and just kind of went out and wanted to run a few races with the Outlaws here and there, bigger money shows, and we just kind of decided to do the whole West Coast swing with the Outlaws, because we rained out a few this year at the beginning of the year. So we're going to run here both nights, Alma on Monday, and then I head back to Chico and run Chico for 4 straight nights. So
excellent. Now, you've been running a lot down in California with the King of the West Series, I believe. Is that correct?
SCCT, mainly just 360 stuff right now back home. We ran the last 4 days with Rod Tyner back there during the little speed week thing they had, and got 2 wins and two thirds, and wrapped up the points deal for the week.
All right. So I myself, I retired about 15 months ago, and on my bucket list is to get down to Tulare for the Peter Murphy Classic. Will you be running that next year?
Yeah, we'll probably be back there again next year with Rod Tyner. So it's hard to say. I'm trying to put some stuff together to get a little bit more 410 racing in next year, but just taking every 410 race as I can and just running
So, Tim, I've made several trips down to Las Vegas, down to the Las Vegas dirt track. Several times you've been down there and you've been running there. Is there a significant difference between that half-mile track and like the 3/8 mile here at Skagit?
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of difference. It's Vegas is a high-speed track. Skagit can be high-speed, but the speeds are a lot different. The surface is a lot different, but it's a big half mile compared to a 3/8. That's the biggest thing is, you have to be a lot more finesse on the big track, and here you can get away with a little bit more and still not lose a lot of ground on a guy.
All right, Tim. Well, thanks for talking with me. Between you and Shade, you're even in relationship. For me, watching the two of you race, you just put on a great show, and thanks for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
You bet. All right, race fans, we're in for a treat because we've got not only Jason Solwold, but we've also got Peter Murphy.
Double treat.
Yeah, double treat. So I'm going to start off with Jason, and I'm going to ask him kind of a difficult question. Jason, are you over that disappointment of the Nationals?
Yeah. On Sunday when I left, I was over that. We weren't terrible. We went forward every time we were on the racetrack, so we just didn't get qualified that well each night. But that's the majority of your points that you get qualifying, so we just missed it there, and don't race hard enough anymore to be fast right out of the box. So it is what it is.
All right, excellent. And now Peter Murphy. Peter, for a number of years now, you've been running your own race, the Peter Murphy Classic, and you're going to be doing that again in this upcoming spring?
Yeah, probably so. We've had 6 years at it now, trying for an even 10 or up here maybe, and before we call it quits. So just trying to keep making it better every year. So yeah, have another go.
And that's at Tulare, right?
Tulare Thunderball, yes.
All right, and do you know what the schedule is for this upcoming year?
No, not yet. It's probably around about the same time as it has been every year, which right now it's the weekend before the long weekend in May.
All right. Well, last time you were up here, I mentioned that's definitely on my bucket list to get down there and watch you run.
That'd be good.
All right, Jason. Think you might make it down there again this year for that?
Maybe. We'll see what happens. We got to figure out our schedule for Trophy Cup will be down there, and then maybe Stockton too. Not sure about that yet, but yeah, we still got some racing to do.
Okay, and it's my understanding that you're going to run the West Coast Swing with the Outlaws.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, it's always great seeing you, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
No worries.
All right, race fans, we're here with Justin Youngquist. Justin, I really don't know what to say. Off camera, a week ago, I asked you if you felt snake bitten, and you said kinda. And you went out and got the car
Got bit by a
upside down.
snake again?
Got bit by a snake again. Yeah.
Yeah, last week was a bummer for sure. We broke the frame in the. It was such a little wreck, in the heat race. Just kind of got together with somebody in the heat race, and track was kind of slick on the bottom, so you couldn't really get a good run on it. But just to me, it's more of a racing thing. Nobody's trying to take anybody out on purpose is the thing. So we're just out trying to race, and stuff happens. But yeah, I found out about this. This came together yesterday. So Thursday at about 9:30 in the morning, we got all this figured out. So it was a really late night last night. We fired off about 12:30 this morning. Made sure it at least fired up, and here we are. So we've. These guys stayed up so late. My dad, Matt Dines, was at the shop super late. Corey Swatsina was there. All my crew, Glenn, Andrew, just, a bunch of guys, Tom, everybody. So we were out there really late, getting all ready, and here we are. So we're here to have fun. We're going to see what happens and just do some laps.
Is this your first time running with the World of Outlaws?
No, 2015 we ran. So when the track first got resurfaced, was actually the first week that I ran a 410 ever. So we ran that, pretty much that August, middle of August through the end of the year, and we actually blew up that 410. So we'll see what happens with this one. So it's we're here for some laps and to have a good time and I don't know. You'll see what happens. There's not a whole lot of cars. So
Yeah,
we might as well come out and see what we can do.
And don't take this the wrong way, but please keep all 4 tires on the
I know.
on the track.
They made fun of me. I was putting the numbers on last night. They said, you put them on upside down. And I'm like, well, yeah, because people are used to seeing me upside down lately. But no, it's all good. We'll see what happens and just try to keep the nose clean. I don't know. I don't even know how many cars are here, but we'll see. I don't know. Get a top 15 or something out of it if
Well,
stuff
we
happens,
counted
right? We'll
19
see.
so far.
Oh, good. So yeah, we'll go for top 12 then. How's that?
All right. Okay. So how's the broken finger?
It feels a lot better. There's a couple different things going on with my hand, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. The finger's fine. I don't have to gingerly put my glove on anymore. So
Okay,
it's all
that's good.
It's all
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. Well, it's great that you're here, and you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it. Hello, race fans. We're here with Andrew Kunis, who almost everybody in the Pacific Northwest and even down into Northern California know this young man. He travels every year and goes to more races than anybody could imagine. And he's also now officially does the announcing with the Northwest Focus Midgets. Andrew, how did that come about for you?
Well, I did a handful of shows here and there, and I'm not doing much out in Montana anymore and coming more out this way, but I did a show here and there over the last few years. I did the 2-day show down in Chico, California, and when I saw I had more openings for my racing schedule this season there, talked with Carla and Galen there, and we agreed that we want to do more work together, and ended up doing most of their shows this year. I'm on the sidelines this weekend. It's a big weekend here. We got multiple announcers up in the booth here. Caleb Hart, he's got us all covered this weekend here. I'll take back over Sunday down in Elma, but I just had a lot of fun working with this group over the last few years during my 2 or 3 times seeing them every year, and it's like I want to work with these guys some more, and so not going to every race there. We got an awful lot of racing. I have some commitments elsewhere here, but I told Carl and Galen I'm going to do as many races as I can here, and it's been a really fun season.
So how about next season for you? Were you gonna still be working with them?
Yeah, I think this will be my primary gig again next year. I'll do some dwarf car stuff and some sprint car stuff here and there still, but no, this is my my home group here. The Skagit is my home track, but as far as what I'm normally working with there, this will be my regular group again next year. And I think I'll be at virtually all of their races here, depending on how scheduling works. And I got my big dwarf car stuff that I do every year, and gotta make my sprint car appearance or 2 out in Montana over at Gallatin Speedway. I always enjoy going to Belgrade, Montana, but yeah, this will be my regular gig next year.
So, of course, the fans of the Pacific Northwest, they know that your dad runs one of the dwarf cars. You've been with that association for a long time. A number of years ago, you started the change or the pocket change race, and that it just keeps growing for you. How big was it this year?
Race record $2,227 to win. That's if I kept track properly. It would take forever to count it all at once here, so I counted it as I put it in. Last year I was about $10-15 short, but it was still over It was over $2,000 here, and I guess a couple of years ago when Ryan Martinez won, he said I was pretty much right on the money here, but no, the association that my dad was president of at the time, I was actually on the board with that group here. We're no longer involved with them here, but my dad has, and some other groups are helping put everything together now. But 2010, I decided I wanted to sponsor a dash race, and just to throw in some coins here, it's $50 to sponsor a dash, and this is like March or so of 2010. Before I knew it, I had close to $100 here, and the race that I was wanting to do was at Elma. It wasn't for another roughly 5 months, and I decided, let's make this a main event prize here, and let's see how big it goes here. And the other thing I decided here is, like, let's all keep it in coin form too here. The idea is, when I first unveiled it at a meeting, dwarf car meeting, everyone started throwing their coins in here, and like, oh my gosh, this is gonna get big here. And yeah, we decided to keep it in coin form there, just to keep it something unique here. And the cool thing is, the winner can do whatever he wants with it. And Dave Cantu, who was from Portland here, now lives down in Southern California. He won that first race, which was almost $800 and change to win. had a few down years, didn't put as much effort into it, and one year we didn't even have it there, but after 2014, I had a bucket that was less than $200 here. I told everyone, hey, I'm rededicating myself to this event. I know how much you guys loved it the first time around, and it picked up from there. I got back at Elma at the original venue in 2015 there, and had a bucket that was a little over $500, but then 4 straight years now, a record payday for the winner, and now the change is basically taking care of itself here. I'm focused on payout for the rest of the field. This year, I paid $500 in second place here, and I paid another 6 cars. They usually race for no more than $150 or $200 here. I pushed the usual winner's payday back to 9th place this year, and my desire, while keeping it as grassroots as possible here, is to maybe find a big sponsor for the event there, and I would love to pay the entire A-main field myself here, pay a minimum $100 to start here compared to normal $40 or $50 that they get. And next year I'm planning to pay $1,000 in second place here, but it's growing here. We had a bunch of cars from up and down the West Coast here, and they put at the end of that Speed Week 2 years in a row now, and we have guys from Colorado, Arizona, Nevada here expressing interest in doing that whole week next year, and of course finishing off with the pocket chain racing. Hopefully the scheduling works out. I'd love to keep it at Elma as the original venue. I've had some other tracks and drivers politic to move it there, but I got the built-in fan sports down in Elma here, and hopefully the event stays there for a long time.
All right, Andrew. So now if somebody wants to chip in some money and donate for that race, how do they get a hold of you?
I'll probably set up an online fundraiser again next year like I did for this year, but if they see me at the racetrack here and they want to throw down some coins or throw down a $20 bill or whatever, or even take some ones here that they give to me in person there, and I'll make sure it goes into the fund there. Again, all the cash that I gave, the green cash here, it goes into the bonus payout there. Pay it out with me, other guys, as possible here. I'll pay tow bonuses here, hard charter. I'll try and put some extra money wherever I can to help some racers out.
All right, Andrew. Well, like I said, you're a fixture here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's time that we get your face out there on YouTube and get it nationally known.
Oh, appreciate it there, and just want to thank everyone for supporting the pocket change race with the dwarf cars, but thank everyone for supporting the races all around here, the sprint cars, Northwest Focus midgets, of course the big World Outlaw show is going on this weekend.
You bet it is. All right, Andrew, we will talk to you later. Thank you. Hey, race fans, here we go with Heat 1 racing action, your World of Outlaws, Skagit Speedway 2019. David Gravel on the pole, Jason Solwold outside row 1. They hit the chalk, we're underway. 2 cars come together, and that doesn't look good. So we got a car that, well, never made it much past the start-finish line. We're going to take a look at it on replay. I do believe that is it's Shane Stewart. And Shane's headed across the infield. I don't think he's happy. So we'll follow him for a moment as he's going over to the 2 car. Uh-oh. He's not happy. He definitely felt that Carson Macedo in the 2 car caused that. So, tough break for Shane Stewart. And his crew's got some work to do to get that car ready for the main, that's for sure. Not the start Shane Stewart wanted.
And actually, just looks like a racing deal. Looks like 2 cars come together. Racing out the turn to start with. What a beautiful day. Here on the
So here we go with the restart. Heat 1 racing action. Gravel again on the pole, Solwold outside. This time everybody's clean. Down the back stretch they go. And on the point, it is David Gravel. being chased by Jason Solwold, Skagit local. Running in the third spot is the number 2 of Carson Macedo. Folks, there's not going to be a lot of passing. In fact, there's pretty much just single file in this heat race. And this one's going to end up with the 41 of David Gravel taking the win. In the 2 spot, it will be the 18S of Jason Solwold. In the 3rd spot, the number 2 of Carson Macedo. In the 4th spot, it's going to be number 18, Ian Maxson. And in the 5th spot, the 7S, one of my favorite drivers, Tim Keady. We'll catch up. We'll let you finish watching this one, and then we'll catch you up for Heat 2. And back to Heat 1 racing action. That's Justin Youngquist. The fire went out in that engine. So, we're back to Heat 1 racing. One to go, and again David Gravel shows the way in Heat 1. And here we go with Heat 2. Craig Kinzer on the pole, Logan Schuchart outside, and I'll make it out of turn 2 safely. Logan Schuchart trying to put pressure on Craig Kinzer. Brad Sweet takes over the 3rd spot. And at this point, Craig Kinzer begins to check out. And folks, it's going to end up somewhat similar to Heat 1 racing action as the cars fall into their racing pace. No additional passing occurs. So your winner in Heat 2 is going to be the 11K of Craig Kinzer. In the 2nd spot, it's the 1S of Logan Schuchart, who, by the way, is running a Shark engine. That's a Mark Hewson engine. And Mark makes Shark racing engines right here in Snohomish County. In the 3rd spot, it's the number 49 of Brad Sweet. In the 4th spot, the number 15 of Donnie Schatz. And in the 5th spot, the 83 of Darren Pittman. So we'll let this one finish off, and then we will be back with the dash. And here we go with your dash. The top 6 cars. Oh, you know what? That's not the dash, is it? This is the qualifier. So they threw in this race, called it a qualifier. I had one car owner back in the pits that said basically it was a glorified third heat race. But the World of Outlaws, they do call it the qualifier. And this one's going to be 49 of Brad Sweet for Casey Kane Racing. And number 18, Ian Matson in the second spot. Donnie Schatz in the number 15 will be in your third spot. He runs up third. And in the fourth spot, the 7S of Tim Keady. And in the fifth spot, the number 2 of Carson Narciso. So we'll go ahead and let this one play out, and then we'll be back with the dash. The dash is your top 6 finishers, and the preliminary heats, and the qualifier. One to go in the qualifier. And once again, Brad Sweet is your winner. And here we go with your dash. Your 6 top finishers out of your prelims. We got Craig Kinsley, Logan Schuhart, Ian Matson, Jason Solwold, David Gravel, and Brad Sweet. So we've got some racing going on for that third spot. We got 3 cars right now kind of tussling it out. But up front, it is all Craig Kinzer. Craig having a good run this evening. In your dash, it's going to end up the 11K of Craig Kinzer. And the 1S, Logan Schuhart in the second spot. In the third spot, the number 18 of Ian Matson. In the fourth spot, the 18S of Jason Solwold. In the fifth spot, the number 41 of David Gravel. And in the sixth spot, the number 49 of Brad Sweet. And that's the way they're going to start the A feature. Hey race fans, here we go with your A feature race of the World of Outlaws Skagit 2019. And as always, the World of Outlaws with their 4-car salute to the fans. And coming out of your preliminary racing action, you're going to have Craig Kinzer on the pole, and Logan Schuhart outside of Craig Kinzer on row 1. In row 2, you're going to have Jason Solwold on the inside with Ian Matson on the outside, I think. Well, we'll find out. But for sure, Craig Kinzer will be on the pole with Logan Schuhart next to him. Jason Solwold is outside in row 2. They hit the chalk. They've got the green flag. We're racing in your world of Outlaws A feature main event at Skagit Speedway. And everybody makes the first circuit cleanly. That's always a good sign. You always get frenzied racing in the pack in that first race. Oh, we got a car that goes around. And, oh, that was Devin Borden in the 8 car that got it going the wrong way coming out of turn 4, so that threw out the caution, and here we go, we're back to racing. Single file restart. And as the pace picks up, we start getting into catch me if you can status as the cars begin to spread out. Up front, it's Logan Schuchart. And both Logan Schuchart and Craig Kinzer, they've dominated the preliminary events, and so it's no surprise that Schuchart is showing the way. Craig Kinzer in the 2nd spot. Jason Solwold running strong as he is in the 3rd spot. So in the top 3, we do have a local favorite. Of course, that being Jason Solwold. And already Schuchart has found himself getting into traffic, and that's the thing about sprint car racing, that you're almost guaranteed, if you don't have cautions, that in 3 to 4 laps your leaders are going to start catching traffic, and they're going to have to demonstrate their skills and ability to maneuver through traffic. And it's no mystery that traffic will play an outcome in a sprint car race. Right now, though, Logan Schuchart's not having any problem moving through traffic as he takes the outside out of turn 4 to pass a slower car. So right now they're evenly spaced with Schuchart on point in first position, Craig Kinzer in the 2nd spot, Jason Solwold in the 3rd spot, and Ian Matson running in the 4th spot. Brad Sweet has moved up into the 5th spot, so he's holding that down. We're not seeing any real gains out there thanks to the pace. These Outlaws do run a torrid race pace. And it's difficult to catch and let alone to pass when you got a pace like what we're seeing in today's race. And your top 3, they just continue to be evenly spaced. Craig Kinzer not able to make any gain on your leader Logan Schuchart. Likewise, Jason Solwold not able to make any gains on Craig Kinzer in the 2nd spot. Same tale for Ian Matson and Brad Sweet, that are unable to make gains into on their 3rd and 4th position cars. And if anything, Schuchart's beginning to stretch his gap over Kinzer slightly. Brad Sweet is the closest competitor to the next car up, and that, of course, is in the 4th spot, Ian Matson. Brad Sweet running about 3 car lengths off of Ian Matson. Jason Solwold now in that all-blue number 18, that Anderson-owned car. He is now beginning to make up ground on the 2nd place car of Craig Kinzer. Jason Solwold. He was running about 8 to 9 car lengths away from Kinzer. And for a moment there, he closes it up within about 3 lengths. This is beginning to be a dominating run for Logan Schuchart, who again is running that Shark power plant. Mark Houston, Shark power plant. And Solwold looks like he lost a little ground in traffic as the gap between himself and Craig Kinzer has increased. Craig Kinzer still not making any ground up on your leader, Logan Schuchart. And Brad Sweet continues now to run about 2 car lengths off of 4th place car Ian Matson. We're in the white flag lap, and folks, this is going to end up your winner in the 1S, Logan Schuchart. In the 2nd spot, the 11K with a great run, Craig Kinzer. In the 3rd spot, the 18S of Jason Solwold. In the 4th spot, the 18 of Ian Matson. And in the 5th spot, the number 49 of Brad Sweet.